If I'm being honest, I had no idea what to talk about in today's vlog preamble until the exact second that it hit me. The issue is, right now, it feels like every single day consists of the exact same things. Like coaching, the same thing I do every day. Although today was pretty damn cool because Arnaud took a really crispy pause with a weight that was his goal single for a real squat not very long ago. Pausing made that pretty cool. But I'm still doing the same cardio, taking the same supplements, eating the same meals with 50 grams less rice per meal than I was last week because Travis took more food away, doing the same movement prep, getting the same energy drinks, and going to the same gym to do the exact same program structure that I've done every Wednesday for the last 3 months, albeit on a different leg curl than last week because the one that I want to use is actually open today. But the point is, doing the same things over and over again is not a bad thing if I'm doing the things that are going to produce the results that I want. Because success in powerlifting, I believe, is at least partially dependent on a lifter not succumbing to boredom and then just trying to change shit for the sake of changing shit, especially when the lifter is in an off season. Because in a meet prep, I am a fan of incorporating some variation into the shape of our periodization strategy for the sake of using variation as a proxy to better manage fatigue. But in an off season, I ain't as worried about skill. I ain't as worried about peak strength output. I'm more worried about giving myself the time to actually let the movement build what I want it to build. And doing that means I got to stay on the same movement for a pretty long period of time. And even in a meet prep, the movements that I know are my big builders, I'm not going to pivot away from those movements because I know they're my big builders. And an issue I run into a lot when I'm trying to help lifters get stuck from a fate of being a lifetime intermediate is that they're in this habit of making the change, starting the change, being excited about the change, and then 2 weeks later, they want to try something else because they're excited about trying something new without giving the thing that they were trying a chance to even come close to doing anything for their training. And it's like, are changes sometimes necessary? Absolutely. When I'm working with a new lifter, I'm sure as shit going to want to change what they're doing. And after running that movement for 4-6 weeks, giving it a chance to do something, if the lifter's getting bored and it's apparent that they still need to be doing the movement and there is not a better option, instead of just succumbing to their boredom, succumbing to their wishes, letting them change shit for the sake of changing shit, what I want to do through the process of using that movement is getting them to wrap their head around the fact of what the movement is doing for their main lift, and then using that to show them that, like, hey, getting this hack squat stronger in this foot position, look what it's doing for your squat, look how much better your squat is getting because of this. And then instead of having them want to change because of boredom, they're like, oh, this is kind of cool, I want to keep digging into this and seeing how far I can push it. But I should stop rambling and get to pushing this work set on the leg curl. This is such a good leg curl. I might have stopped too early. Yep, we had more. Okay, now we're officially done. And what I'm telling myself right now is I'm not really seeing immediate lift carryover because not a whole lot of my training is very lift specific right now. But I am seeing shit growing in a way that I haven't seen shit growing in a very long time. And that is my motivation to not succumb to changing shit just for the sake of changing shit. Which means that we still got to do the stupid downsets that I hate so much, but I'm doing anyways because it is part of the plan. Like, I like putting everything I can into a top set and then being done so I can put more that I can into the next top set of the next exercise, but a little more volume ain't gonna hurt anything with the current goal being primarily tissue size. Do you want to turn plateaus into PRs? Do you want a programming system that not only makes you stronger, but builds muscle while keeping you feeling fresh? Are you sick and tired of dealing with nagging aches and pains at the gym? If the answer to any of that is yes, hit link below and join the team, because not only are you going to be able to get coaching directly from me, you're going to be able to utilize the entire training system that I've built to help lifters make better progress than they are right now. It all starts for just $49 a month, so hit that link and sign up.
Actually, stoked with how well we did there. Now, I did make a change of the next movement slot, but it wasn't random, it wasn't out of boredom. It's because I know that I can squeeze my glutes way freaking harder through more range of motion on this guy than I can with hip thrust. Case of, I know I can get a better stimulus here, so I'm gonna do the thing where I know I can get a better stimulus. Wrong hole. I couldn't remember if it was in the 7th hole or if the 7th hole was showing. In the 7th hole for future sets reference. But last week, work set here was 2 plates. So the goal is do better than 2 plates. This machine is so gnarly. Because compared to the hip thrust, not only am I getting more hip flexion here, but I'm also having a strength curve that is putting more tension in that flexed hip position. So very glute pumpy. I moved the back pad up higher for this set because last set was a little bit awkward in that regard. I'm just going for a feeler here, so not gonna push the reps super high. An example of a bad movement change is if instead of the hip thrust, I hopped on this guy. Because yes, I love this guy. I love this thing. I'm very good at this thing. This thing is very fun, but the level of glute contraction isn't as glute specific on this as it is on that thing. And it's a lot easier to cheat with low back, cheat with hamstrings on this, so that's why we picked that one, not this one. Because my movement selection in training, this is gonna sound weird, but I never want to base it on what 20-year-old Seth would rather do. I wanna base it on what 33-year-old Seth would rather do. Because 20-year-old Seth's decision-making in regards to accessories was always based on what machine can I load up the most? What thing can I look the coolest doing? Whereas 33-year-old Seth is always like, what machine is going to be the absolute freaking hardest on the thing that I want to make it hard on? And for my ass, this gives my ass a hard on. I said 33, I thought. I thought you were going to be upset about me saying this gives my ass a hard on. Anyways, this will be a big crank. I just try to visualize like shoving my low back backwards, shoving my hips forwards, so I'm not cheating it with lumbar extension. Yeah, it was definitely hard on my ass. But the thing that helped me stop making training decisions like an intermediate lifter was not just like thinking about training being fun, thinking about training being enjoyable from like I'm just moving big weight, I'm just trying really hard perspective, but realizing that the harder movements, the more muscularly uncomfortable movements, those movements do better for my lifts. And then I've learned to enjoy digging into the giant tension, the controlled intent, the being hyper precise with what I'm doing, and learning to enjoy that has just made everything get so much better. And even with the downsets, like I joke about hating them, I joke about them being stupid, but the more I do them, the more they are becoming fun. Both from the side of knowing that they're doing something both from the side of knowing that they're doing something for me, but also from the side that it is a freaking challenge that I want to get better at, and getting better at shit is fun. We did gas out there pretty quick, but top set was big, so I'll be okay with it. And I'm looking over at the bad girl machines while Miana is still doing her set, trying to decide what I want to do. Because today, not everyone's training their ass, and both of the good options are open. So to stick with the theme, we are gonna choose the option that is more embarrassing, more questionable looking, but so much gnarlier feeling. Like, I was not sold when I first saw this thing. I was not sold the first time I tried it because I tried it with zero weight. But as soon as I put a workable amount of loading on it, it's like, holy freaking guacamole. My side ass has never squeezed that side assily. Like, even just the feeler set has me walking funny. We have piqued the interest of another powerlifter that is both confused and aroused by this machine. I did my feeler at 65. Just describe your sensations to the camera.
Still feels awkward.
Get a little lower.
Lower? Like that? Okay. Maybe better than the seated.
Maybe?
I think so.
I think it's a definite. It's better than seated.
Better? Okay.
You put more weight on it. Okay, are you more sold?
Oh, that got way harder.
That's what she said. To be clear, enjoying this machine, using this machine, does go against everything that I stand for, except for the whole trying to make stuff as difficult as possible and thing I want to make it difficult on, because even if it looks so stupid, that is so gross. Yeah.
Right?
This is, yeah, I'm a fan. From a hip mechanics perspective, I think the coolest thing about this machine is if you're looking at Jesse's knees, you can see that the knee pad is pushing his knee inside of his ankle. So he's forcing himself into hip IR with that abduction. And guess what we want hip IR with abduction for? The answer's a squat, FYI. Anyways, downset time. I'm actually excited for the downset on this because, like, the feel is so insane. Oh. That is so hard. I am more waddly than normal, so mission accomplished. Despite the waddles, though, I feel so much fresher than I did on Monday, and I'm pretty damn excited to do some stiff legs. Also, with making the strategic decision to change the light deadlift to a lower rep range block pull on my Monday, I kind of want to prove to myself that I'm not just being a pansy doing a block pull. I already know this, but I do just want to show myself that block pulls are in fact a hard variation for me, so I'm excited to stiff leg. And the only real explanation I have for why that is on a stiff leg, even though when the bar's above my knee, basically the same as where I'll be on a deadlift, but through the bottom, hips are so much closer to the bar than a block pull, hence why block pulls suck on my entire life. Plan right now, 3-plate feeler, a little more than 3-plate feeler, and then a little more than 4-plate work set. Laughing because my lats are still so sore from Monday. Guess back day did its job. We're gonna have fun because I'm sharing the bar with Miana right now and she's using the same weight for her next set. I'm just gonna get a little creative with plate loading. Same thing as 3 in the yellow, right? Thinking that smart jump after last week's 12 at 485 would be 505 because that 12 was pretty damn hard. So we got to make sure we smack this to earn it. Up. Yeah, I think we got 505 all day. Now, when it comes to changing movement for the sake of fatigue management, powerlifting progress, Miana took a very long time off of deadlifting last year. She's now back to deadlifting. Was feeling really non-assertive on her wedgeability off the floor. So to fix that, I had her doing block pulls a bit different than mine because she's running a decreasing range of motion, increasing range of motion wave. So we started on a 3-inch block, 3x3 week 1, 1x3 week 2, 1x1 week 3. She completed that, so now she's onto a lower block. We're gonna do the same thing, build it up, and the goal is to approach, if not exceed, the loading sheet from the higher block off the lower block.
Yes.
So she better smack this. This is set to FYI. Big tension. Yep. Good. Hell yeah.
That third one was the best one.
And like that does look pretty easy, but the goal with this protocol is to make sure that the 3x3 week on week 1 is easy enough that we can build off of it. And the only real thing we're trying to do here is learn the new height so we can push it week 2, week 3. And like I'm going for a 6 to 7 RP target in the first set, then repeat loading for 2 more.
Yeah.
And like that might be on the too light side, but the same thing she did on her week 1 of the higher block. So plan's working.
Yeah.
As I have too much shame for silly plate loading on a top set, we're doing 505 for real here. Because this is probably gonna get gross, we need some mood setting music.
Bitch, I'm him.
Ooh. Bah!
TBOYBBNO $sign. That's me. That's right. That's me. That's right. I am HRM. The Gen Z Eminem. That's me. That's right. That's me. That's right. That's me. Damn right. Baby, when it boy Jesus Christ, I bet on myself. I up my price. I kiss on a tongue. I ain't got no type. 200K got me jumping on stage. All with Benz, he be whipping mayonnaise. She looking at me, she wanna tip-tip-tap. Shawty got a boyfriend, get out my face. Hey, bitch, born on smoke it like endo. Free throw, never catch me in a friend zone. Catch real good.
How many was that? 9. Okay, 9. I'm okay with 9. Back definitely feels more fried than it did last week. Do the block pulls, but that's not a bad thing. It's not the block pulls are doing the thing, so stupid downset time. With being aggressive on last week's downset loading, turning into very low reps, I've learned my lesson and we're being less aggressive here.
Pesto, eating her box like bento, memento. Tech keep busting like Pepsi, Mentos. Fit all money, yeah, this ain't Kenzo. Hey, I'm the it boy, dick long, money long, yes, I'm him, you spot on. TBOYBBNO $sign. That's me, that's right, that's me, that's right. I am HRM, the Gen Z Eminem. That's me, that's right, that's me, that's right. Bitch, I'm him.
Downsets are still my enemy. And like, the whole reason I don't like them is I suck at them. But sucking at them should not be a reason to avoid them. And my hope is that my relationship with downsets tracks a similar trajectory to what I've taken with Bulgarians. Because for the longest time, I just didn't do Bulgarians because I thought they sucked. Like, I was weak at them. Every time I pushed them hard, shit would hurt. But the problem was not the Bulgarian. It was me being an asshole and not giving myself the time to build them up. And now that I have built them up, they're one of my absolute favorite things to do because of how effective it has become. Having this machine to really be able to push the loading doesn't hurt the situation either. 2 plates was the worst at last week, so we'll give her a quick little feeler to decide how ambitious we're feeling. I swear I'm still sore from last week. But we might be able to give 2 1/4 a run. YOLO or something. I say, as I rip my ass cheek off, would you like to pull my lever?
I would love to pull the lever.
You're supposed to say your lever. It sounds worse if you say your lever, not the lever.
I was saying pull the lever, Gronk.
Oh, I was trying to be sexual.
Oh, I was just thinking about the Emperor's New Groove.
0 clue how many I'm going to be able to get here. All I know is it's going to suck either way. Well, that really sucked. math lesson, adding a quarter when I'm using both sides of the machine is like adding a plate when I'm using one side of the machine, so that was probably a bit of a big jump. I ain't gonna be able to walk right tomorrow. The advantage of now knowing how much it sucked in the left leg is that I'm more mentally and emotionally prepared for how much it's gonna suck in the right leg. Still very sucky. Very, very sucky. With how much that sucked, they were on the same thing I did last week for the down set. The other thing making me do this right now, not motivation, not discipline, just the fact that I know I'm going to benefit from it, even if it is only from the mental challenge perspective. Not that I only think it's going to be like mentally beneficial, it will be physically beneficial as well, but you know what I mean. Oh, is the lever together? Is the lever together? Thank you. Would have been awkward if it was flopping around. Ooh. Glad we did it. That's all I got. Would you like to pull my lever?
Yes.
That's a better answer than the Anna had. But yeah, basically, I'm just running it together at first, and then just pull her apart for the... Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Your job's done. No, I got the other leg already. We're good. Thank you. And I don't know what the deal is, because obviously this gym is not small, but the last 2 days when I'm supposed to train calves, all of the calf raises have been taken. I've kind of had to improvise with a shitty plate stack leg press thing. So I'm grateful that it's less full in here. There's less people worried about calf gains, because even though I don't really want to train these, even though I'm afraid that the only benefit of doing calf raises will be that my calves will get too big and I won't be able to wear knee sleeves anymore. Like, I still should be doing them. They're part of the plan. I still should be pushing them. Doing them is making my ankles feel very juicy, especially with this gross hanging out in the stretch protocol that Travis has me doing. So as much as I'm not glad they're back, I'm glad they're back. Don't think I'll film the second set though, just because we're running out of shit to talk about and I don't have the mental acuity to conclude right now. And what do I got to say about today? Same shit I've been saying damn near every training session. I'm just stoked with it, and the whole point of today's talk is to acknowledge that right now, on paper, everything I'm doing may look very boring, but that by no means means that I am bored with it. And the reason I'm not bored with it is because I know that I'm doing the right things. I know that the work is working. And even though the weight loss is slower than I may want it to be, slower than it has been in the past, I can tell that it being slower is going to make it work better in the long term. And I figured this out in terms of pure powerlifting a while ago. Like, I'm in way less of a rush in a meet prep than I used to be in terms of when I need to start feeling strong. I'm in way less of a rush with trying to force progress on everything But it's taken me until now to really figure that out with a diet and realize how much better the slow climb can be. And normally, like if I had this slow of a weight drop, I would be worried that it wasn't going to happen because it was going slow. And every time I've had those worries, I've screwed myself because I pulled calories too fast. I started feeling shittier than I needed to. And again, this is slower than I want it to be, but this is the first time in my life I have dropped 30 plus pounds and not felt any worse for it. Like, it's still just mind-boggling to me that I feel as good as I do right now, and that is simply because I am taking the slow, patient, less exciting on paper route, but doing it because it's working. The route is more and more exciting. And like, if you're new, if you're stuck, yes, you probably do need to make some changes, but you need to be strategic with the changes that you are implementing so that A, you're doing them for the right reasons, and B, you stick them out long enough to actually let it work. Because if you switch an accessory and the very next week you switch back to something different or change it again, like, you're just not giving enough time to do anything for you. You're not giving enough time to find out if the thing did work. So don't be in a rush. You don't need novelty. Don't tell yourself you need novelty. That's just a story you're saying to give yourself an excuse to just throw shit at the wall. Tell yourself that your goal is to find out if the thing is going to work, and later on, as you get better at feeling it, like, you can feel an exercise and know the thing is working. But for most of you guys watching that, you need years and years and years to develop that feeling, to develop that skill, to develop that sensation. So give it the time. Stick it out for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks when you make a change, just to see how things respond. And after you stick it out, you'll be able to tell, did the thing work? And something I need to point out too is, on that, a lot of times, if you change an exercise and you're making the right change, the lift might feel weaker the immediate next day, because if you're challenging the limiting factor of the lift, putting more fatigue in the limiting factor of the lift, the next time you train that lift, it might be more limited. So that is not a bad sign. That is not a bad sign if there's not immediate transfer. That's why I say, like, you gotta give it time to tell if the thing you're doing is worth doing. But on that note, I will shut up and stop rambling, pack up, get out of here, answer some stuff in the team. So peace out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, and I will see you in the team.